Hello all, welcome to Code Hub. Today let us solve the LeetCode daily challenge, and the problem is sum of even numbers after queries. You are given an integer array nums and an array queries where queries of I is equal to val of I comma index of I. For each query I, first apply nums of index I and equal to nums of index plus val. Then print the sum of the even values of nums. Return an integer array answer where answer of I is an answer to the ith query. So let us take the example and give a dry run and understand the problem. If this is the nums 1, 2, 3, 4, and for each query we have to update nums of index to be equal to nums of index plus val. So first we get the query 1. 1 is the val and 0 is the index, so then the array becomes 2 2 3 4. So here the even sum is nothing but 2 plus 2 plus 4, which is 8. So likewise we apply query 2. The query 2 is nothing but minus 3 comma 1. So to the index 1 we add minus 3, so it becomes 2 minus 1, 3 and 4. So now the even sum is equal to the even number sum is equal to 4 plus 2, which is 6. So this is what we get in our answer. So for each and every query executed, we want to calculate the even sum after updating the query, and we have to put it into our resultant vector. So we'll get 2 and 4 as well if you if you perform these two queries as well. So this is what the required output. So how we can do here, this is the query. We can what we can do is, for brute force approach will be nothing but whenever we update the nums array, we tend to calculate the tend to calculate the sum of the even numbers, though. So it will be time consuming. For each and every query we will be tend to run an order of n loop to calculate the even sum. So how we can optimize this? Optimize this is, we have the given the nums array. Whenever we have given the nums array, we can first calculate the even sum. Even sum is nothing but 4 plus 2, which is 6. So initially the even sum is 6. So what we can do is we can perform the queries line by line. So first query 1 comma 0. So we have the array nums, and at 0th index 0 1 2 3 4. So 0 1 2 3. So this is the index, and this is the nums. So at 0th index we want to add 1 to this element. So first we have calculated the even sum to be 6. So what we will be doing is first check whether in that particular index it is an odd value or even value. If the previous val is odd, if my previous val is odd, then we will be performing some set of steps, or we will be performing some number of steps. What we will be doing is, if my previous value is odd, that is in the current index the previous value is odd, then if my current val is odd, then we will be having an even value at that particular index. That is, we know basic max that odd plus odd will be giving an even number, and even plus even will be also giving an even number. If my odd plus even, or even plus odd, or even plus odd will give us an odd number. I will show an example as well. Odd plus odd is giving an even number 6, and even plus even is giving us an even number, and odd plus even either 1 plus 4, which is giving us 5, which is an odd number. So we want to calculate only the even number. So what we can do is, we have calculated initially the even sum to be 6. If my previous value is odd, and if my current value is also an odd value, then obviously this is going to become an even value. So what I will be doing is I will be adding the previous value, even plus sum is equal to the previous value plus the current value. So like this I can do. If this is an even number, if the current value is an even number, then obviously the previous value is also, then the nums of index will become an odd only. So we don't want to perform any steps if it is an even. So else if my previous value is odd, if previous val in the sense the nums of index, nums of I, the current nums of I only I am meaning that. So if my previous val is even, then what I can do is if my current val is also even, if my current val is also even, then I can just add the current val into my sum, even sum is equal to plus equal to current val. Else if it is an odd, else my current val is an odd, my previous val is an even, but my current val is an odd, then what I can do is even sum minus equal to my previous val, because previous val is an even value, that is we have a even sum as 6 and the array to be 1 2 3 4, and my consider we have to update 0 1 2 3 4, we have to update the first index. The as you can see that previous value, the nums array is having an even index, and we have to update the first index with a value 5, and the value is an odd, and the current value is an odd value. So obviously the current index will become 5 plus 2, which is 7. So we have to erase 2 into our current sum, even sum. So we will be tend to subtract the value. So 6 minus 2, which is 4. So that only we are doing this step. Else even sum minus equal to previous value. And whenever for each and every query, I will be putting the even sum into the resultant vector. So hope you understand the approach. Let us try to code the approach. It will be more clear. First I will declare a vector in res, and I will have an even sum which is initially 0, and I will iterate through the nums array auto num in my nums. If my num is an even value, mod 2 is equal to 0. If my num is an even value, then I will add it to my even sum. Now I want to perform the queries. For each and every query, I will get the index, get the val to be, val is nothing but q of 0, and index is nothing but q of 1. So if my nums of index, is odd, if my nums of index is odd, we have to perform this step. Previous value is odd, that is if my nums of index is odd, if my current value is also an odd, current is nothing but current val is also an odd, then odd plus odd, it will be giving us an even sum. So even sum plus equal to nums of index plus val. So previous index is the previous element is also an odd, and the current value is also an odd, so it will obviously give an even value, so even sum. So we can just add it to the even sum variable. Else if my nums of index is an even value, then if my current val is an odd value, if my current val is an odd value, then what I can do is I can add the I can add the current value alone into my even sum, because already I have calculated, I have updated the previous value in the even sum variable. So if I can add the even value in my even sum. Else, my previous value is even, my current value is also even. So what I can do, here the previous value is odd. If my current value is also odd, I will be adding both the values into my even sum. Else, I don't want to add anything. If my even previous value is even and my current value is odd, then I have to, if my previous value is even, then my current value is odd, I have to subtract my previous value with my even sum, nums of index. Else my I want to add even my current value, and for each and every query I want to push my even sum into my resultant vector and finally return the resultant. Hope you understand the approach. Let us run the code. Okay, let us see what is happening. Yes, actually I haven't updated the nums of index. So nums of index plus equal to val. So now we will get our correct answer. Yeah, it got accepted. Let us submit our code. Superb, it got accepted. Hope you liked my solution. Let me know in the comments. Let us see in tomorrow's LeetCode Data Challenge, and until then, bye.